So my patient was a 47-year-old gentleman, great looking guy. He just wanted a little refresh. And that refresh that he wanted to focus on was really on the upper face. He was noticing that his eyes were beginning to get a little more hooded, making him look a little more tired, making him look a little older than he is. And he also was noticing some bulging from the fat in the under eyes, and also some dark line below that bulge, or what we call the tear trough. When I talk to my patients about the under eyes, it's really important to distinguish between two aspects of the under eye anatomy. One of those is the underlying, in what we call the infraorbital fat pads of the eye. I always like to explain to my patients that the eyeball itself is a very fragile structure that's housed in this hard structure, which is your skull. There are these three little fat pads that we act as little pillows below your eyeball. And as we get older, those fat pads begin to come forward closer to the skin because there's a wall or a membrane that's meant to hold them back. That membrane becomes weak. And again, with age, those fat pads or those little pillows start to bulge forward. That's when you get kind of that bulging look, or the bags that people describe on their lower lids. We can reduce those by going inside the eye, what's called a transconjunctival incision, to remove some of those fat pads in a scarless procedure. The other aspect of the under eye is what we call the tear trough. The tear trough is that hollowness below that bulge. So I always like to say that a lower blepharoplasty or a lower eyelid surgery is always a combination of addition and subtraction. We want to subtract that bulging fat or those infraorbital fat pads, and we want to add into the tear trough. The way I add into the tear trough is with fat transfer. I take some fat from the abdomen or for the inner thighs and gently thread that fat in what we call microfat or nanofat into the tear trough to balance what we call the lid-cheek junction. In the end, with the under eye, we're always looking for a smooth, beautiful lid-cheek junction, whether in a man or a female. Nice transition from the lid to the cheek without any weird step-offs or contour regularities. And we do that, in my hands, through a transconjunctival blepharoplasty or removal of that fat through the inside of the eye, and micro or nano fat transfer to that tear trough. Those can easily be combined with an upper blepharoplasty like we did in this male patient. He looks amazing. He was basically healed within a week or so with a little bit of bruising and swelling on the under eyes. Under eyes tend to heal a little bit slower than the upper lids, so expect around 2 weeks or so for some of that bruising and swelling to persist on the lower eyelids. But otherwise, you look very presentable at 10 days or so after this combination procedure. In general, when I do lower eyelids, I usually say to go under anesthesia, get a little rest, get a little sleep. Manipulating and operating on those lower eyelid bags or those fat pads can be a little bit uncomfortable for an awake patient. So I usually say go under anesthesia for an hour and a half or so for both procedures and wake up feeling comfortable and really having minimal pain in the recovery process.